Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to my channel. I have some new subscribers. I am not sure how you found me, if it's from April at Getting Hugga With It. I love her channel. I will link her below. If that's where you found me from, thank you and welcome, and thank you, April. I am really a big fan of her channel. I've been watching for quite a few years, not quite a few years, what am I talking about? Maybe a year on through my TV. I have a separate YouTube channel there that I watch most of YouTube on. So I've been liking her stuff for a long time. And yeah, I think she's fabulous and smart and funny. And Nora is so cute. So if you haven't checked her out, please go check her out and subscribe. I will link her again below. What a week, hey? Who would have thought that all this would be happening? I have unfortunately been having I have had to be out and about in the last week. I had a house guest here. I worked Friday. I had a house guest Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday this week I was at my office packing up, and yesterday, Wednesday, the 18th, I moved office. Movers came to my old location. They came to my house to pick up a few things, and then they dropped everything off at my new location. And then my mom came to my new spot and helped me rearrange and unpack and, figure out where some things should go. So I have been out more than I ever would be normally, and with people more than I would normally be on a regular basis. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. And I hope that you are all staying safe and taking precautions. As of today, I am self-isolating. I know it seems a little late to be starting, but again, I had a house guest and I had to move. So I was sort of stuck. It's just one-on-one or two-on-one, not groups of people or anything. I am scrupulous about washing hands and, disinfecting doorknobs and common surfaces as it is. I'm a massage therapist, in case you don't know. So I am always very cautious of germs. If someone coughs passing by me, I back up and I will spray. I make my own antibacterial sprays for things, sage and things and rosemary. So I do that, and I am very careful in general about the spread of germs. It's important to my practice. So I have just stepped it up a little bit more. So after every person leaves now, I wipe down doorknobs and where they could have touched doors, and I always wipe down the outside doors to our suite and the bathroom doors and doorknobs. And I used to do it at the end of every day, and now it's between every person. However, as of today, I am self-quarantining. So we had recommendations finally from my state and 2 different national massage therapy groups that unless it's medically necessary, we should not be massaging at all, which is absolutely fine with me. It is a one-on-one situation. It's not a big group. Very often when I work, it is just me. I'm the only one in the office, so it's not like I would see people in passing necessarily. But yeah, I am very happy to try and keep myself safe, keep my mom safe, who is immunocompromised, and keep all of my clients safe. That's the most important thing. A lot of them are immunocompromised as well and qualify in the elderly or at-risk category. They would all object to that, I am sure, but your age is your age. So I will probably be doing a few more videos here. They may not be coherent, not that any of my other ones are coherent, but it is what it is. So I thought I would start doing something a little different than I normally do. So with work, I listen to a lot of relaxing music and spa, new age, meditation, whatever you want to call it. That's what I listen to on a regular basis. And I am particular about sounds just in general, but specifically with music I'm listening to at work, because while my clients, I want them to notice it enough to be aware of it, but also be able to sleep or check out or do anything. And if there is a track that comes up halfway through that has like a really loud flute or someone starts jamming on an electric guitar, which true story has happened. That's no good. And it just makes me laugh. And often they're like, what the, because they wake up and they hear this. So I'm going to start linking and including one song or group or album as the last thing in all of these videos for the next couple of weeks at least, just so there is a recommendation for you to listen to something that's a little bit soothing. So that will be coming up at the end. And I apologize if you're new here. I don't know how to edit. All my editing software either will not open or crashes. So if I have to cough, I apologize. I have to take a sip of coffee, sorry. Okay, on to books. Now, like a lot of you, I haven't really had the brain for reading, and I've been so stressed about the move that I just can't concentrate. So most of my television watching, which is mostly what I do when I'm home now, is Bob's Burgers, which is, again, usual. And I really have gotten into Virgin River still. And I started watching The Witcher again for, I'm going to say, the 4th or 5th time. I don't know, but I'm just, spur of the moment. It's all mood. I just hop around like crazy. So I have finished almost 3 books. I'm going to include the 3rd one because I know I'll finish it this afternoon anyways. So I'll talk about those 3 briefly, but I also wanted to do an update on Cecilia. So I am almost on page 700 of this. Without doing spoilers, the last time I checked in, Cecilia had a proposal of marriage. She accepted, and then it was lots of waffling back and forth and crazy dramatics. I haven't gotten much further, maybe 50 or 60 pages after that, but the drama continues. So her supposed fiance, almost husband, I don't want to say who it is, but this person, let's call him Dave. So Dave's parents have gotten involved in this, not quite a marriage, not quite an engagement, what's going on kind of a thing. And they have their own motives, but it's all very back and forth and flighty and kind of two-faced. They say that they like Cecilia very much, and she would be the perfect person for their son, but then they also say a ton of really mean stuff that just contradicts completely everything that they're saying. So between meetings face-to-face, where they're saying this to her face, like, we love you, we think you're fabulous, you're so smart and wonderful, independent, but also, you're terrible, how can you do this, you're not good enough for him, blah, blah, blah. So it's face-to-face meetings and it's letters, and then there are missed meetings where she goes to try to talk to, say, Dave's mother, and Dave's mother is out trying to get something at the shops, and then she's going to come to Cecilia's house, but they just miss each other. So there's then the follow-up correspondence after that, like, oh, I missed you on this date, or leave my calling card at this house. So it is getting a little more confusing, a little more farcical than I thought that this book would be, though I probably should have had hints at the costume party. But yeah, it's just a lot of back and forth. And even as I'm reading pages, you can go pages sometimes. You know what this stuff is like. I mean, it's this. So I can read, 5 pages and go, hang on, wait a second. What just happened? And have to stop and look back and be like, oh yeah, all right. Okay, got it. I hope that this crazy confusion stuff settles down after a while, because I'm gonna like this book less, but I still enjoy it. It's still really good. I'm determined to finish this, so we will see. So that's my little Cecilia update. And now to the books that I finished. So last week, the night that I tape on Thursdays, usually for Friday reads. I'm going to post this Thursday wrap up today, the 19th. But last Thursday, I finished The Summer Seaside Kitchen, which is also called The Cafe by the Sea in the States, for no reason I can think of. This is the first in a series, which I don't think intended to be a series at the outset, but it follows a girl in her, I'm going to say 20s or 30s, who is from a very, very small Scottish island off, I think it's the north coast. No, it's not Shetland. It must be the west coast of Ireland. Fictional island of Muir. She works in London as a legal assistant, and there's a super rich guy who hired the firm. He wants them to try and convince the townspeople of the Isle of Muir, where she is from, to do something that he wants, something like rich person problem kind of a thing. So her boss, who she has a crush on, of course, because of course she does, says, "You're from that little speck of nothing. Why don't you go back there and see if you can help? Maybe you know the locals." And she hasn't been home since her mother passed away several years ago. And you don't find out what happened until later, but there's some big thing that happened at her mother's funeral, and that's why she hasn't been back. So she gets there, she sees all of her brothers and her father again, and helps around the house and reconnects with people that live there, and meets the rich guy who isn't as dumb or mean or clueless as he seems. And it's lovely fiction set in Scotland, easy reading. Jenny Colgan is one of my favorite comfort readers, and I always enjoy her stuff. So I really enjoyed this, 4 stars, and I already have the other books in the rest of the series just because I've been buying her stuff now since I found out about her writing a while ago. So looking forward to continuing this at some point in future. Recommended. Then on Kindle, I'm working on Cecilia on ebook as well at night, so I read either Cecilia or something else if I have insomnia. And in 2 nights, I read this one. This is Cruel Winter by Sheila Connolly. This is the 5th in the County Cork Mystery Series, Cozy Mystery Series. So the premise of all of this whole series is the main girl, whose name totally escapes me right now, Maura Donovan. Her grandmother passes away and sends her to go back home to Ireland to see her friends, her old friends again. And so Maura goes over there and finds out she inherited a pub just outside the town where her grandmother is from. So she is living there. This is book 5. This takes place 9 or 10 months after the first book. So it just kind of keeps rolling. But this is sort of a locked room story. Snow doesn't come very often to Ireland, and there's a big storm that blows through. So people are stuck in her pub overnight. They kind of get the kitchen running again. One of the staff runs out and gets the last of the groceries at the corner store in town. And one of the people who comes in to spend the night, because roads are not drivable, is a woman who was convicted of, well, not convicted. In the eyes of the public, she was convicted of murder 20 years ago. So since they have time to kill, nothing else to do, and there is a policeman who used to be on the case, it was one of his first cases when he first started on the force. It's from further away in Ireland. It's like 10 miles, but they act like it's 10 states away. Anyways, so Maura and the policeman and this lady who was not convicted, but is the suspected murdering this woman, they spend the night going through the case, talk about sides, asking questions and everything else. And do they crack it? Do they find out what happened? Oh, I don't know. But it was good. I liked it. It was entertaining reading, and I'll read the next one too. So 3 stars for this. Again, 3 stars for me is good. Not okay or terrible or bad, not wonderful, not fantastic, whatever. It's good. I like it. Easy reading. So that was good. And then this 3rd book, which I haven't quite finished. I have about 100 pages left, but I read the first 300 in a couple of hours last night, so I'll read this after I wrap this up. No one's surprised, Robyn Carr, Paradise Valley. This is the 7th in the series. This one follows Rick Sutter. Rick is the young boy who Jack has taken under his wing and helped raise him. His parents died, and he's living with his grandmother in the earlier books. He joins the Marine Corps, and he gets injured terribly in Iraq and gets sent home. So it's dealing with him and his injuries. And his girlfriend, Liz, they were the ones who had the stillborn baby. I'm realizing how crazy this sounds, so I'm trying to wrap this up if you haven't read this before or don't know about the series at all. So she's trying to support him, and he's trying to push her away, because he thinks he's broken and she deserves better and all that stuff, but she wants to just help him. So that's one part. The second part is Muriel St. Clair, who is the actress who is now dating Walt. This sounds totally insane. She's coming back and forth. She's filming her movie in LA, and they're just going to go to Montana to film on location there. So she and Walt's relationship is heating up. Everyone else's babies are fine. Cameron, the new doctor who came into town, who used to date Vanessa, who is the annoying, like, doesn't listen person. He's the new doctor in town, and finds Abby, who is the girl he had a one-night stand with, like the last book or book before, and he loved her and really connected with her and tried to find her and couldn't find her at all and shut her down and whatever. So he finds her in Virgin River. She's pregnant with his twins, because of course she is. There cannot be a Virgin River book without at least one pregnancy and birth, I am convinced at this point. So they're living together very happily. They want to get married now, whatever. Not sure how it will end, but it's, you know, easy reading. It's distracting. I mean, I'm very thankful I have this total brain candy to distract myself now, because boy, do we need it. So that's what I've read. That's what's Cecilia. Who knows what's going to happen with that book, and a little bit of what's happening in my life. So I will be here. I'm hoping to be on YouTube and be able to comment a little more regularly now that I can focus on things and my work life is much calmer. There are never-ending projects to do at my house. Of course, there are never-ending books to read, which is why we're all here, really. So I am going to make the best of it, stay positive, and stay healthy, and see if I can help my elderly neighbors out, and if they need something, and take it as it comes. Who knows what we're going to do, how we're going to do. So for music recommendations, I was going to look up a different group at first, whose name is Liquid Mind, but for some reason I thought it was Liquid Dreams, and then I went on YouTube to look for it, and of course it's just the O-Town song, you know, Liquid Dreams, which sadly I still enjoy. I know all the words too. Please don't judge me. But I couldn't find a link to any of their songs. I have to dig a little bit more now that I have the correct name. So I'm going to feature a song from my favorite CD of this group. The group name is 2002. So this is the one that I happen to have at my house. All of my good music is at the office already. But it is Across an Ocean of Dreams, which is this one right here. Can you see this? It'll focus. Nope, not gonna focus. Come on. Not gonna happen. Anyways, it looks like kind of a mermaid underwater. So this was a duo, and I believe it's now a quartet. Unsure. Again, I will link in the description below to the video. It's for the first song in that CD, but the group name again is 2002. On YouTube, their channel is 2002 Band. But it's really lovely music. They do some vocals. I am, generally speaking, not a fan of vocals in music for work. But if it's like an ah or an, you know, humming or something, that is different. That's okay. And that seems to be what is on Across an Ocean of Dreams, is just kind of ahs and things. So I hope you can click the link below, and I hope you enjoy it. I will keep working on more recommendations. If you have any questions or comments, please, you know, jump down below and drop something. Drop me a line, say hi, let me know how you're doing. I hope you're staying safe. If you have any tips or tricks for staying healthier or anything, please, you know, leave it below too, and we will support each other and take deep breaths together separately in our own homes, and get through this. So everyone stay positive, stay healthy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.